This has to be my most highly anticipated, anxiously awaited, and probably my favorite video of the year. It's the one where I cash in all of my credit card rewards. I started doing this a couple years ago. My first year I cashed in $3,747. I beat that in 2020 with $4,965. It's become somewhat of a tradition, one that at some point I know I won't be able to keep topping, but I need to know, will I beat last year's amount? And there's only one way to find out. The first step is a gentle tap to the like button. Hey there, Dave here. First things first, I think it would be irresponsible of me not to say that I use my credit cards the right way. That is, only buying things that I can afford, paying them off in full every single month. I never buy stuff just to earn points. I don't go out of my way for sign-up bonuses, anything that requires a certain amount of spend. I actually only think I had a single card with a sign-up bonus this year, and I didn't even spend enough to maximize that promotion. Also, I realized that my results are not typical. I mean, to earn nearly $5,000 in cash back rewards in 2020, I clearly had to spend a ton of money. And I don't make these videos as a flex. I'm just trying to help you see that there's free money out there for the taking, especially in the US where credit card reward points are so common. If you're paying for stuff using cash, or most debit cards, or are checks still a thing? You're paying more for the exact same thing as I am using my credit cards. So watch this video and maybe you'll be able to save some money on stuff that you'd buy anyway. Let's start by taking a look at last year's breakdown. This is how much I got from each card, which brings my grand total for the year to $4,965.40. That is a crazy high number to try to beat. I did make a few changes to my credit card lineup last year, and most of those changes happened later in the year, so I didn't have a full year of the new cards. But a quick review of the cards that I have and the ones that I actually use, which I do get asked all the time, why do you have cards if you don't actually use them? Well, first, it doesn't cost you anything to keep them open if it's a no annual fee card, and most of my cards don't have an annual fee. The second reason is for your credit history. It's good to have long credit history, so I never close my oldest accounts. And third, having more available credit means you have a lower credit card utilization, which is also good for your credit score. I have a lot of credit cards in my paper wallet, and not all of these are still open. I will show you which ones are my keeper cards that I never actually use but have not closed. We're going to start with the Barclays Visa, which is a replacement for the Uber card, which I loved. I have $25,000 of available credit here. It's a 4-year-old card. I might cancel it, but it's open for now. I have the Chase Bonvoy Bold card, which I downgraded from the Ritz-Carlton card. This has a $37,000 available credit, and it's about 3.5 years old, so keeping that for now. I also have the Amex Bonvoy, which was the old SPG card. I have $34,000 of available credit, and this is a 12-year-old, almost 13-year-old card. No way I'm closing that. And then I have 3 different Citibank cards, and 2 of these are over 15 years old. Starting with another card that I downgraded. This is the, what do they call this? The Advantage Mile Up. This was a downgrade from the American World Elite Executive card. And then I have an old Citi Professional card with a very low amount of available credit, but this is actually the oldest card that I've been able to keep active. And my Citi Double Cash card is retired now, but it does have $30,000 of available credit, and it's over 4 years old, so I'm keeping that as well. And I keep these cards alive by making small charges on them, mainly random subscription services. And I actually did check to see if I could redeem anything from these cards, and none of them met the minimum threshold, except for, I believe this one had 14 cents. And then a couple of new cards that I added last year. The BlockFi Signature Visa card, I got this in July. It's 3.5% back in Bitcoin for 3 months, then 1.5%. And if you spend over $20,000 a year, it's 2%. Pretty good card. Another new one was the X1 Signature Visa. I got this in October, and it has 2% back on everything. And with boosts, it gets you up to 5% back. Also, you get 4 times points when you refer people to this card, and I think I have 4 times points for the rest of time. Finally, the Crypto.com Visa debit card. I just got this in November, but I immediately put it to use. It's 5% back on everything, and it's a strange card. I avoided this card for the longest time because I thought it was confusing because you stake crypto to earn higher rewards, and then the rewards are paid in Crypto.com tokens, and to earn at the 5% back level, you have to lock up $40,000, which sounds insane. But that money's actually an investment. You know what? This is way too much to get into in this video, but subscribe because I really do want to take a closer look at how this card works, because 5% back on everything is insanely good. And they have another card out there with 8% back, but you have to stake $400,000. I have so much to say about that. So subscribe. But I need to actually start claiming some of this cash back from last year, and I want to start with a couple of cards that I don't actually keep in my wallet, but that I use. First, the Apple Card. I've been using this card for 3% back on Apple purchases like iCloud and apps, and also the interest-free installment on my iPhone. Last year, I accumulated $112.24. And by the way, the Apple Card is the absolute easiest of any of my cards to redeem. The money just goes right into your bank account. Next, the Amazon Prime card. I don't carry this card, but I keep it stored in my Amazon Prime account. And last year, I earned 46,263 points. That's worth $462.63 cash back by direct deposit. And finally, the cards that I actually use the most, and two of these cards are from Bank of America, and those cards are not really followed by YouTubers the way that Chase and some other cards are. For me, these by far have been the best cashback cards, but they certainly are not for everyone. Both of these cards have a 75% multiplier from the Bank of America Premier Reward Preferred, what is it? Is it called Premier Rewards? Preferred Reward. Both of these cards have a 75% multiplier on the cash back that you earn from the Bank of America Preferred Rewards program. You qualify for the various levels of the program depending on your average balance at Bank of America and Merrill Brokerage. They revamped the program last year and moved me to the Diamond status, which really doesn't mean anything because it is still the same 75% multiplier on credit cards, and that's the main benefit that I see from the program. They say the program saved me $306.85 in fees, but I'm not counting that because it's not related to credit cards. But if they did charge me those $300 worth of fees, I'd probably go shopping for a new bank. All right, let's start with the Bank of America Cash Rewards card. This card earns 3% back in your chosen category, and the 75% multiplier makes that 3%, 5.25% back, and I chose dining. This card has no annual fee, and last year I racked up $901.08, which you can slide into your bank account by direct deposit. And then the Premium Rewards card. This is my everything else card if it's not Apple or Amazon or dining. At least it was last year. This card earns 1.5% on everything, which with the multiplier becomes 3.625% on everything. I racked up 216,913 points. That is worth $2,169.13. This card does have a $95 annual fee, but it also has a $100 airline credit, which I was able to redeem. I think I bought upgrade credits on American Airlines, and that worked. Factoring in the annual fee and the airline credit, this card brought in a total cashback of $2,174.13, which, by the way, is a combined total of $3,075.21 redeemed on these two Bank of America cards. And now Platinum. This technically is a card that I keep in my wallet, but really only for travel when I need access to the Centurion Lounge. And I only use this card for 5 times points on hotels booked through Amex and on all airfare. And this is the Schwab edition, where you can redeem points for more cash than you can through Amex. Points on Amex's website are worth 0.6 cents each. You can usually get more for them when you use them for travel, but you also end up spending more effort. But the Schwab program was devalued last year. You used to be able to redeem points for 1.25 cents each. That made those 5 times points purchases worth 6.25% cash back, but they changed the program on September 1st to only 1.1 cents or 5.5% cash back. I cashed in all the points that I had at the time on August 30th for 1.25 cents each, and that was worth $793.75. Then on January 2nd, I cashed in what I had earned since at 1.1 cents. That's an additional $302.50. This card does have a high annual fee, but I justify that because it has a lot of perks for things that I would buy anyway, even if they weren't included. All of that, minus the $550 annual fee, gave me $496.56 in perks, which means the net total for my Amex Platinum card this year, $1,592.81. And that puts the grand total so far at $5,242.89. So I have officially beat the number from last year, and I haven't even gotten to my new cards. A couple of these cards might actually replace some of my core cards this year. I did renew the $550 annual fee on the Amex card for 2022, but this is the year I'll be reevaluating. So let's cash in the new cards. Let's start with the X1 card. I earned 49,906 points, and those points can be either redeemed for cash or to pay off purchases. When you redeem for cash, you only get 0.7 cents per point. But when you redeem to pay off purchases, you get a full penny a point. So I'd recommend that. You can pay off purchases from select brands, including several airlines and Airbnb and retailers. Apple is one of them, and I clearly shop there anyway. I actually switched my Apple charges from the Apple Card to the X1 card for 4 times points versus the 3% back that the Apple Card gives me. Sometimes you can even get 5 times points when you activate a boost for specific categories. Apple Pay is sometimes one of those categories, which makes it really convenient. One thing that's a little tricky about this card, when you're redeeming for that maximum value by paying off a purchase, you have to have enough points in your account to pay off the entire purchase, which is why I put my Apple charges on there for apps and stuff like that. It makes it easier when you have a bunch of small charges that you're able to redeem for. I was able to redeem all but 12,000 of my points, and I'll be able to redeem those. So I'm going to go ahead and count the full $499.06 for the X1 card. Next up, my BlockFi Bitcoin card. My lifetime Bitcoin rewards on this card, 0.0028 Bitcoin, worth $133.77. That includes $1.66 of interest paid on my Bitcoin. That as of when I took these screenshots at least. And that does fluctuate constantly with the price of Bitcoin. You can check out my full review of this card, but in summary, I spent $4,039.11 for an effective earn rate of 3.3%. And finally, my Crypto.com card, the newest card in my wallet for 5% back on everything paid in Crypto.com token. Since I've had this card, it has already earned me $668.97. That is based on US dollars at the time of the charge, but you're actually instantly deposited CRO tokens in your wallet. You could always convert your CRO tokens to a stable coin like USDC, or even sell it for US dollars. Adding it all up, that is $6,544.69 in free money, just for using credit cards in a smart way. And for those of you who skip to the end, always be smart. Never buy stuff just to earn points. Always pay your balance in full, because paying interest is the enemy. It will wipe out any upside you make from cash back. Anyway, the Crypto.com debit card is pretty intriguing to me. Subscribe. I'll give you my thoughts on how I personally justify that $40,000 I had to tie up to get this card. But until then, that is the latest from here. I'm Dave Hanson. I'll see you back there for the next Hey There Dave here.